Where are you on the journey of your life? Good morning. My name is Father Frank Buckley. I am the host of our morning meditation group, our morning practice, Flourishing During Times of Uncertainty. Delighted you are here this morning. It is a three-part program. We always begin with a little inspiration to get the morning started off to a good note. Then we do our 20-minute silent meditation reflection, and we always end with the Jesuit examen, noticing where God has come alive in our world and our lives, and making our best attempt at cultivating an attitude of gratitude during these very challenging times. This morning, for those of you who might be new or just tuning in for the first day, I am on day day 5, 7, 8, day 5 of my Jesuit retreat. So I like to begin the retreat with a little morning practice and a little inspiration, and I'm delighted to share with the community where we are on the retreat. So the question this morning I posed was, where are we on this journey of life, which does seem to change almost every day? And my friend Annette, who does a face sharing with St. Monica's in Santa Monica on Zoom, uh, sent me the inspiration from their face sharing. And it's one that we've used before in our morning practice, but Ignatius was a big believer in repetition. I think the best way to learn something is to repeat it. So one of my favorite poets that Annette passed on this morning is Mary Oliver. Mary Oliver has a beautiful poem called The Journey. And, Mary Oliver wrote it and was not in the middle of a pandemic. But I want to be completely transparent that these are challenging times. I was just downstairs at the center talking to our program director, and and I were discussing how every day is different. First, schools were going to open, then they were going to open part-time. Now it's all going to online learning. The protocol changes every day. The journey, one thing we know, is going to change. And yet, the morning practice we cultivate at any moment, we can take the attention to the breath and to breathe and know that we are breathing. So with that, let's begin our inspiration with Mary Oliver's beautiful poem, The Journey. One day, you finally knew what you had to do and began. Though the voices around you kept shouting that bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble, and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life. Each voice cried, but you did not stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind preed with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible. It was already late enough, and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars did begin to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. Amen, and thank you, Mary Oliver. The Journey from Dream Work by Mary Oliver. What a beautiful way to begin our morning practice. So let's move into our contemplative meditation. I invite you, one of the ways we flourish, to unplug. I've got my timer set for 20 minutes, so you don't even have to worry about that. I'll ring the bell to begin and then ring the bell when it's over. So sit back, enjoy the ride. I invite you to lower your eyes or close your eyes, whatever feels safe, and let's get started. Listen, listen. The sound of the beautiful bell returns us to our true home. As always, we'll begin with diaphragmatic breathing, that is, breathing deeply as possible into the lower belly 3 times. I also invite you to take your shoes off, place your feet on the earth, and let's begin. Inhale and exhale. Deep inhale, open mouth, exhale. Last time, give it all you got. Inhale and exhale. Continue to breathe on your own. Today is going to be a great day. We start with the feet. Feel the sole of our feet pressed on to the energy, and feel the energy of the earth at our feet. Moving up the body, we arrive at the hands pressing on to the lap, and just notice any sensations. Lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders. Take the attention to the heart. Try to come up with a word that brings a little joy into our life and name it. Might be an image. Take that image or word of joy and place it right in the center of your heart. And then as a community around the whole world, let's simply breathe into that joy. Inhale and exhale. And just notice what you feel. Take the attention to the forehead, the seat of intuition, the area between the eyebrows. And let's focus on an intention for this beautiful Wednesday morning. Something we desire deeply in our life in this moment. not being afraid to ask the Creator for something great and beautiful today. So seal that intention with an inhale and an exhale. Go ahead and engage your sacred word. Repeat it 4 or 5 times. Drop down and enjoy a little deep rest. Please continue. Hmm. Gently bring your attention back to the room. If your eyes were closed, go ahead, open the eyes. Circle the wrists one way, the other. Shake out anything you've been holding on to. We haven't done this in a little while. Rub the hands together, bringing a little oxytocin, the love hormone, into the body and our lives. And you can just place your hands by your heart. Deep inhale. Take in the energy, exhale, release. Beautiful job, everyone. We will move into our Jesuit examen at this point, and I invite everyone to feel free to drop a little note into the inbox on Facebook of where you felt God come alive recently, or anything else you want to say. Hello, check in. I like the inspiration, the poem, or could we do something different tomorrow? What we're trying to do is really build a little community to connect with one another in a personal, intimate, and gentle way. So for the examine this morning, I invite you to just look back over the last 24 hours and kind of notice where God came alive. And it probably won't be any surprise to people, since yesterday was the food pantry at Blessed Sacrament. It was another, from 4 to 6, it was another amazing afternoon. Brother Henry and the volunteers, they really went out of their way to do safe distancing. They were as hot as Hades yesterday. They were able to provide water and even vitamin water for people living on the streets, and it was a really, really beautiful experience. The second thing is, speaking of writing things in the comment box, people seem to really enjoy yesterday the quote from Dr. Fred Lufkin at Stanford in his book Forgiveness for Good, and it helped me to kind of keep going back to that quote and letting it sink in a little deeper for me. But what the quote was, just to refresh your memory from yesterday, is to forgive is to believe that the eclipses in our life are only temporary. Somewhere in the world, the sun is shining, which leads me to my third kind of place God came alive. I'm doing a really wonderful Zoom on Tuesday nights at the Zen Center on recovery and meditation. And Stephen Kearney is he co-leads this group on Tuesday nights, and he had something so beautiful to say last night that I really caught my heart. He said that he had the good fortune, as did I, to spend a summer with Thich Nhat Hanh at his retreat house outside of Paris. At the end of his retreat, he got the opportunity to meet with Thich Nhat Hanh, and Thich Nhat Hanh wanted to know how was his experience, and he said, "Oh, it was amazing. The greatest thing I learned was to breathe in calm and exhale chaos." And Thich Nhat Hanh smiled and said, "Wonderful, you're close, but you have it a little backwards. What we really want to do is we want to breathe in chaos and exhale calm." So I played around a little with it in the last 24 hours, and it certainly not only quieted my mind, it opened my heart up a little. So it's a little exercise I invite you to, is at any time during the day when we feel anxious, a little shook up, it's easy to happen in a pandemic, we just go back to our breath. Breathe and know we are breathing. We can inhale the chaos and exhale the calm. Happy Wednesday. Have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless.